The time is up to be just one thing. We need to be multidimensional. When you start something creative, everyone's going to tell you to niche down, to pick one lane and just stay consistent in that. Just work hard, you know. But in 2025, I'm going to tell you that is the fastest way to become invisible. Because nowadays you can consume more digital content in an hour than was even uploaded onto YouTube 20 years ago. You can love, hate, watch, support and idolize more creators now than your ancestors would even meet in their lives. Can you remember what you watched 2 videos ago? Or the reels you watched yesterday? What makes you think you're going to be any less forgettable? See, the ones who have it figured out have exactly that, an identity, a code, a brand that's unforgettable. And they didn't niche down, they became the niche. You're probably a creative person and that's why you clicked on this video. And like me, you probably suffer from what's called the grass is greener effect. If only I was more like this, if only I could be like this person, if only I was better. When you're trapped in a cycle of consumption, all you see is people to compare yourself with. People younger than you, people richer than you, people with more followers than you, and people with better voices than you. And this effect means you've got an inferiority complex ingrained in your mind before you even started. This is the complex that stops you from even developing yourself. You procrastinate day after day saying, oh, I'll start when X happens, or when Y happens, then I'll make a move. But in reality, you never go anywhere. That day never comes. You stay watching and consuming, unable to realize that everyone's actually the same. Try this. Name me 5 of the best creatives you follow. What makes them different? You all give me different answers for different people, but there's one thing that's in common here. Everyone you named used those differences and maximized them. And that's what made them unique. That's what made them stand out. Kanye used his controversial, loudmouth nature to gain a mass cult-like following. Virgil Abloh used his simplistic design techniques to add minimalist touches and make all designs his. Alex Hormozi lives and dies by the principle of being for the people. So when you compare yourself to someone and when you assume that you won't make it like them because you're different, what if you shift your perspective instead? What if the only reason you do make it is because you're different? See, I want to propose to you a style of living that I call the paradox. Paradox is defined by being something completely absurd, completely controversial, and something that shouldn't work, but it does. It's the things that people tell you you can't do, that it won't work, that you'll never make it, but then you actually try it and it does work, and you succeed because of it. I think the time is up to be just one thing. Creatives need to be multi-dimensional now. Because you can be an amazing graphic designer, but there'll be a singer that uses AI to make just as good designs. You can be an amazing writer, but there'll be a personal trainer that writes just as good using AI. The only path left to being successful as a creative is becoming a paradox. Not flattening yourself to just one lane, but embracing all the contradictions that make you human. The contradictions that might seem weird at first, but they're actually your creative superpower. It's the ones you won't even think of. You might make Lego but train boxing. You might paint and be a chef. You run and play jazz. You build businesses and grow gardens. Because when people can't box you into one lane, they have no choice but to let you grow without a box. And that's how you become unforgettable. Tyler the Creator, a great musician, a great rapper, sure, but it's his childlike, raw, playful energy that makes him so memorable. Donald Glover, he's an actor, comedian, writer, director, musician. So much so that everyone's appreciated his art in at least one realm, whether it's Community or Awaken My Love. Mr. Beast is the ultimate capitalist business-like YouTuber, but he caters his videos towards kids and has his childlike energy while also being one of the biggest philanthropists in the world. Even Logan Paul, who's carrying a host of controversies from back in the day, has been able to grow past that and become a businessman, a family man, and a WWE star. That's why you feel like such a part of the content they make, the worlds they build, because there's no one else that provides the same feeling to you. There's no other world that feels the same, and there's no way what they make could be replicated. The art they make feels unique and contradictory to the max, so much so that AI could never replicate it. Now you're probably reacting one of 2 ways right now. You're either thinking, yeah, I have a couple paradoxical traits, you know. How do I take these to the next level? How do I use them to grow myself as a creative? For you, I think it's time to double down. Exaggerate these beliefs until they become a part of your brand's DNA. If you're a runner who sings, show both worlds of your life. Show how they clash, show how they blend. Show how the struggle is. Show that it's not easy to be both, but you still find time. And show how the outcome is just as beautiful. Embrace all the good parts and the bad parts of the contradictory nature, because that's what makes you human. Or number 2 is that you're struggling to identify these things. You don't know where to start, and you're wondering, what if I'm not like this? But then I want you to start listing out the most fundamental things to your being. What are your core beliefs, your core values, your core hobbies, your core obsessions, your guilty pleasures even? You might have built a crazy good physique while eating fast food every day, or only training in the gym 2 times a week. Have you managed to become a musician while being a full-time student? What do people find surprising when they learn about you? What do you tend to hide from people because it might not match your identity? Where in your life do you feel like 2 different people? Wherever this clash occurs is your creative advantage. What makes you think you're incoherent actually might make you unforgettable. So whether you found your paradox or you're still digging to find it, the key is the same. Stop flattening yourself to become like everyone else. Lean into your contradictions, emphasize them, and make them your specialty. Because like in a game of Tetris, if you fit in too well, you'll disappear. So you need to be different. My name is Arav, and I hope you make something today.